Hello out there, and welcome to this evening's spontaneous guitar music sound cosmic therapy lesson. Tonight, let's talk about playing a note on a string, right? In this case, the 7th fret of the E string. I'm going a little slide into it, why not? And I want you to think about the neighboring string on that 7th fret. You got two 7th frets, so you got two notes there, a little mini bar. And I want you to think about this. Can you relate every note to that? It's a B natural till you get to the unison there, right? We got B, the major 7 of B, the flat 7. The 6, ooh, my lights are freaking out. The flat 6, 5, sharp 4, 4, 3, flat 3, 2. Now I'm really reaching here. Don't do this. Flat 2, or octave. So the chromatic scale, the B chromatic scale, and I'm relating it all to that B. Now, of course, to be a bit more practical would be to go, when you start getting into that second territory, you switch strings, right? But starting on the neighboring string right next door can be quite revealing, and it can also get you stretching, and I think really offer insight into how this thing works. How does the guitar work? How can we actually understand what's going on? And I heard this somewhere, and I think it does make sense, right? Every string is like its own keyboard, right? Like if I'm doing this on a single string, I can see, I can see the thing, right? I can see kind of like I do here, right? And so what you've got going on are sort of the intersection of 6 linear expositions of tone, if you will, and that's complicated, right? That's a lot to deal with, because we can do the same thing so many ways, right? I can do, even just B to its 5th. Can do it there. Can do it there. Oh, and that's, well, without changing the octave. I can do it here. I mean, now I must change the octave, rather. Oh, and I can do it here. Right, and I can do it here. Right? So many ways of doing the same thing, right? Of articulating even the same note. Right? It's not like that on the keyboard. Right now, it's both a blessing and a curse, because depending on where we play something, we get a different feeling, a different timbre, right? A different shape or texture to the tone. Is a lot different than, right? It's different even on the same string, depending where you articulate it with your right hand, right? You could do it here. Right, I'm on the B string. If I pluck over the fretboard, I get a vibe. If I pluck by the bridge, I change my tone knob. Like no tone, right? I like the tone knob though. And then of course thinking about, there I'm using the fingernail. If I use the flesh. Uh-oh, where'd I go? I'm using the flesh. The nail. The thumbnail. The pinky? Anyway. What are we talking about? We're talking about the 7th fret of the E string and relating every pitch on the adjacent string to that note, right? And guess what? We're going to do the same thing with the G string. I love G strings. Oh, I do. Okay, so let's do it here, right? I've got my B, and we're considering that as the root, right? Okay, so that's our flat third. There's our octave, right? Find your octave. And before you start thinking about it, just see if you can do it. Can you play all of those dyads, right? One pitch up here that stays constant and relating stuff underneath, right? And if I start at the same fret, that's the minor third, the second, flat second, and the root, major 7, flat 7 if I really want. Coming back to the root, flat second, second, minor third, up to the third, up to the fourth, to the sharp 4, to the 5, flat 6. Can I keep going? Oh, 6, oh my lord. Don't do that. And so then do the same thing on the D string, and you're really starting to build your, you could say your intervallic understanding, right? Your mapping of intervals on this thing, and being able to move on that understanding around to different strings, right? Not just the, oh, I'm gonna sneeze, a sneeze interval. Lord, and we're back. Okay. Now, why is this good? Because you just got to take it from me. I'm telling you, it's a good thing to do. That's why. Okay, so if we keep going, now we got the 7th fret of the D string. What is that interval? Going once, going twice, going thrice. It's actually an A. It's an A. So that means some sort of 7. What kind of 7? The flat 7. Notice we've got more distance now. What's going on? That's flat 7, 6, flat 6, 5. I'm going to add the open B string just for kicks. Oh no! Look, you can fake like you know what you're doing. Pretty cool, right? So notice once again that was the the flat 7, the 6, the flat 6, the 5, the sharp 4, down to the 4. The major 7, the root, flat 9, 9, flat 3, right? So yes, we're mapping our intervals. We're also teaching our fingers to communicate, right? We're teaching our hand sort of the tectonic shapes of the guitar, right? Now, the guitar is cool because we can convey harmony on this instrument. It is a polyamorous phonic instrument, right? A polyphonic amorous instrument is what it is. And what that means is we can play more than one tone at a time. But we can't play 10 tones at a time. Okay, not really. It's even hard enough to play 6 tones at a time. We do, but that's hard to do. Here I'm going to play 7 tones at a time. And I just happen to have an extra string, hence 7 tones. Now, we as guitarists, right, we want to be able to convey as much harmonic information as possible with as little as necessary, or rather that can be very useful to convey as much harmonic information as possible with as little data, right? So these dyads, they communicate a lot, especially those deep intervals that we just know, like thirds. Right, I'm just moving around in major thirds, right? We know that sound, and of course it kind of feels majory, like a major chord, right? But I'm not going like this. I'm just grabbing what I need. And there I was moving it in fourths, also just to convey that that's how we can actually learn one of these shapes, really integrate it, right? If I think of this as a major third on B, then move that up a fourth to the major third on E, to the major third on A, D, G, C, F, O, B, B flat, E. I got lost in there, but you see what I'm doing, right? A, D, G, C, F, B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat, F sharp, B, E. Oh, anything else to talk about? Not really. So once again, we're talking about that 7th fret of the E string and trying to find every dyad in relation to that particular note that you've chosen. And you can really get a sense of this, or rather you can get that you've gotten a sense of this when you can do a full chromatic scale, right, in relation to that tone. So relating every pitch, as in that was a mixture of possible and pitch into pitch, relating every possible pitch to one that you've chosen and seeing all the magical shapes and sounds that gives you. Now notice I picked this note, but you could pick any note. You could pick a note on the bottom, right? You could pick a note in the middle, right, and have even notes moving around it. That's interesting, right? Chromatic movement around a single pitch. Still B, the 9th fret of the old D string there. And I've got the 4th above and the 5th below, and those are moving opposite directions. Sort of poor man's counterpoint. Well, I think it might be time to call it. I wanted to give you all out there a little something. But I'm tired. Am I tired? I don't think so. Not really. It is kind of late, though. So wanna play a little blues. Once again, that 7th fret. Right? unfortunate is if you're listening to this on a phone, you can't hear this nice low bass. Right, that bass line. But I can hear it. I better go to bed, but remember we just talked about choosing a pitch and relating every other pitch to it. Naming them is good, but name isn't all. It's not even half. I'm gonna have to wrap it up now because microphones are falling over. I'm not the biggest fan of this loop. Let's try another one. 2, 3, and. You ever just loop everything? Pretty cool, right? Remember, it's all about relating it to that single note.